What's in the cards for you this week, and what will the moon do to help you out? All right, or how can you engage with the energy of the moon? Let's tune in. Place your hand on your heart. We're going to pull a card to start off, and you're just asking, what is the most important thing that I know going into this week? The Hermit. The Hermit is a card that shows isolation. You have this incredible figure who has stepped away from the world, who has isolated themselves, and really they show or they represent a master teacher, someone who has been able to overcome incredible challenges and frustrations in life. You can see all of the mountaintops that they've climbed up, and they have experience. They can shine a light and be an inspiration to others. So if you've been in isolation, if you have been studying and learning, if you have been through an immense amount of challenges, then you're being encouraged to be a light to other people this week, to share that light, to come out of isolation, to inspire others, to lift them up, to be a helping hand, to help them up this pathway. I love this card because it shows such strength and such an incredible opportunity to be of service and inspiration to others. Okay, and we're going to take time at the end of the call to pull an angel card because I felt really called to do that. I'm just readjusting. This morning has been interesting because this week the moon is kicking us off in Pisces. And hey, by the way, if we haven't met yet, my name's Irina Miller. I'm an energy alchemist, astrologer, and spiritual life guide. And I love tuning into the energy of the moon. Why? Because the moon affects us on a daily basis. It lets us know how to navigate emotions and stressful moments, challenges that come up. You might even hear, do your moon, meaning, you know what, there are some days that just are really frustrating, that feel incredibly difficult to get through, and we can turn to the moon, and the moon can offer us guidance in how to process our emotions, how to tune into our intuition. Intuition is a big thing with the moon, which is another aspect of what I love to teach. And if you are looking to develop your intuition, if you are an empath and a curious seeker, then make sure you check out my event, which is happening tomorrow, Tuesday, January 16th. Those of you who are watching with me live, it's happening at 8 p.m. Eastern. I'll make sure the link is around here somewhere. But it's basically a time to come together where I can show you my number one way, my number one most recorded energy practice or requested. All these R's. Isn't it interesting? We're going to have to get into this in a moment. I'm going to give you a little trick. When energy seems to be running backwards and words don't seem to be getting out well. But for the most part, this masterclass tomorrow is going to give you one of my number one all-time favorite, most requested energy practices to help you on your way in developing your intuitive abilities. And I'm going to also talk about my wonderful Mastering Intuition program that I have as well. Okay, with that being said, if you ever get into a tongue twister moment and you feel like your energy is just running backwards, you can do a little trick, and it's just simply cross crawl, where you bring right hand to left knee and left hand to right knee. And you just simply do that. You can also extend your arms forward, turn the arms so that the thumbs point down, cross right wrist over left, interlace fingers, and bring the hands back in towards the heart. And what this is doing is it's just helping you balance right and left hemispheres, because this week the moon does kick us off in Pisces. And I have to tell you, I am in that Piscean, daydreamy, Neptune-y kind of energy where I'm definitely getting lost in the daydream. My inspiration is high. I've got all sorts of intuitive thoughts coming in, but I know if I don't ground myself, it's going to be really hard to make all of those daydreams a reality. And that's when I go to my handy dandy Inside of the Moon journal, which many of you have. But I share this because this is the way that I map the moon during the week, and I plan for the month ahead. I can journal, and I have data then that I can look back on and say, oh yeah, that's right. Moon is in Pisces. So if you have to get any business done, if you have to be professional and get ahead, with your work and with your filing of papers and you're getting back on time to people, then a moon in Pisces might be a little more of a challenging day. So this week, the moon starts off in Pisces. We have it Monday. We're wrapping up from the weekend. Then Tuesday and Wednesday, the moon goes into Aries. And in the journal, I just have you take note of where the moon is at the beginning of the little page here. And then as we go throughout, and I'll get into each of these moons specifically, but Thursday, moon's in Taurus, all the way through Saturday, and then we wrap up in Gemini. Now, what does this mean? Okay, so I have a basic understanding of the zodiac signs and flavors of what's happening with the moon. But another aspect of this that I really tune into is that we just had a new moon. And so from the new moon, the moon now is beginning to wax. It's in a waxing crescent stage at the beginning of the week. Wednesday, we get to a first quarter, and then we go to Waxing Gibbous. What does that all mean? It sounds like Greek. Well, what it means is that those new moon intentions you had, the seed of the idea you planted, this is the week to start taking some kind of action, to reach out and make the appointment, to start doing the research, to investigate. By Wednesday, you're tweaking your plans a little bit. And then by the end of the week, you're really moving forward with the action steps from the research that you've made, from the appointments you've made, from any of the refining. Because as we get information back, it's always good to know, wow, well, my new moon idea, now that I know this information, now I know, oh, I've got to expand bandwidth, let's say, on a recording service that we have. Or maybe it's, oh, now I need to talk to this person. So we're just adjusting and tweaking. So know that this week, it's important you take some kind of little actions on your dreams, that it's okay to refine and adjust them. But Monday and Tuesday with that moon in Pisces, it is about daydreaming. So that was one of the first things I noticed getting right out of bed. And I always ask you to notice, what is your mood with the moon? So the moon is a waxing crescent. I take note of it there. It's in Pisces, and my mood is definitely dreamy. I'm kind of caught in this daydream. So knowing that, and knowing the card is the Hermit, I need to, because I encourage you to pull a card for the day. You don't have to, but what that does is it gives you some sort of idea of how to work with the energy or what to expect. And today, I'm going to really take time to ground myself and see where I can make a difference. So to do that, I set my intention for the week, and my intention is strategy. And this is a week for strategizing. It kicks off with that Pisces energy, which is saying daydream, get into the fantasy, think about things, great for meditating, tuning into your intuition. But come Tuesday, we need to make sure we are grounded to take action, because Aries energy Tuesday and Wednesday is action oriented. We feel that fire starting to build up, and you are being encouraged to do something. So enjoy the dreaminess today, extra meditation, go for those walks, but then you need to take action on your dreams Tuesday and Wednesday. So that's one of the reasons why I always have a top 3 for each week too. So I know I've got big vision, I've got to look forward towards, and then create some kind of action steps. What action steps are going to help me get to that big vision? That's where knowing that the moon is waxing, and I can really benefit and harness the energy of the moon by making these refinements, taking little actions day after day. It makes all the difference in the world, because I'm not fighting the tide, so to speak. I'm going with the flow of the energy. Then I tune into, okay, well, which sacred practices can support me most? The quartz crystal, which is the crystal for this particular month, and each month is dateless, so you can jump around as you need to. But at the beginning of each dateless month, I have a theme for the month. I have a crystal to use, an overall sacred practice, and a place where you can take note of, okay, where are the new moons and full moons? Are there any eclipses I need to be aware of, or Mercury's in retrogrades, or other planets in retrogrades? So the clear quartz crystal, what that does is it's going to help me streamline and amplify my thoughts. So I'm going to be very, very mindful of that. The next piece of this is the ritual. So for the ritual, Jnana Mudra is the one that I really know I'm going to benefit from. So what I'm going to do is also in that month, I have a list of sacred rituals if you want to go deeper. You're like, okay, well, I know I have like my main overall ritual, but like, what if I want to build a crystal grid? What if I want to have a meditative practice? Where can I begin? Well, this week, I'm really drawn to Jnana Mudra. Why? Because I am looking for wisdom. I feel a little bit ditzy and scatterbrained right now, really just tuned into the dreaminess of the intuitive side of things. And I know I need to ground. I need to channel this wisdom, because the energy is going to pick up as I move into Tuesday. So Jnana, which looks just like this, you might recognize it. Many times you see meditators doing it, is a yoga can gesture, a mudra that helps position your physical body into an energetic experience. And each finger represents something of importance. We can get into all of the things, but the thumb is fire and the pointer finger is air. So what you're doing is you're increasing the energy of air, the realm of thought, the realm of wisdom. And you are tuning into that wisdom, idea, inspiration with the fire to help you. Now, with Yana Mudra, I'm going to use the sacred geometric shape. Good morning, Cindy. Great to have you. Yeah, definitely say hello as you jump on. Let me know where you're watching from. Many of us in the States have gotten hit with lots of snow. We got just a dusting. I don't know if we lucked out or didn't, but it is beautiful, but not really any snow here. This is a sacred geometric shape for this month, the Vesica Piscis. And so I'm going to use this as my focal point of meditation. And one of the ways that I'm going to feed my spirit this week, which is another aspect, is I'm going to use color. Now, I know this sounds like a lot, but in the beginning, like when you get into the rhythm of it, and really if you were to only do one thing, map out your mood, where the moon is, pull a card for it, and then just jot down some little insights of like, oh yeah, I have this inspiration. Okay, I'm going to set up a crystal grid. I'm going to meditate with it. Have this idea. My brother's popping into my head. I'm just saying hello to him. Call my brother. But the sacred geometric shape of the Vesica Piscis, this is coming to mind. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a photocopy of this particular one. I'm going to color it in. And as I color it in, once it's colored with whatever colors call to me, I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to place the quartz crystal in the very center of it. I might even write down a word underneath it or words in each of these little sections to be amplified. But the idea is that I am using color to inspire my spirit and to help refill my cup. And I'm using the quartz to amplify my new moon intention, my dream. And I'm just using it for meditation. Nice and simple. It doesn't have to take a lot of time. And again, you can mix and match with the sacred rituals. You can, just pick one or none. Just track how you feel, and it can make a world of difference. So let me know in the comments if you notice how the moon affects you, like if a full moon keeps you up or a new moon makes you extra sleepy. Let me know if you track the moon. Some people do, some people don't, but I found that it's very, very useful, and I stopped beating myself up. I used to beat myself up quite a bit. There would be certain days where I think, oh, I just don't have the energy to do this project. I don't know how it's ever going to get done. A lot of times it's like landscaping around the house. Like, how am I going to pull all this ivy back and contain it or rake the leaves? And I'm just exhausted. And I notice, oh, the moon's in Cancer. Well, not today. Now, sometimes we just have to get the work done, even when the moon is in a zodiac sign that may not be agreeable with us to getting physical labor done. And actually, with the moon in Cancer, taking care of the home might be okay. Usually, anyway, I'm sidetracking. But the important thing to know is that you don't beat yourself up over it. You're like, oh, all right, well, the moon's in Cancer. I'm feeling more drawn to nesting and kind of being on the couch, watching my movies with my chocolates, my rom-coms, reading a good book, and just kind of settling in at home, not necessarily cleaning the home, although it might be that kind of day. Usually those are Virgo days for me. I love the moon in Virgo. Okay, so we're going to tune into an angel card and just ask what angel would be most beneficial for you to connect with this week to help you in achieving your goals. Serena. Oh, how beautiful. Serena, the angel of abundance. And it says, I am the angel of abundance. You will receive the money that you need, and God is in charge of how that will happen. Have faith. Ah, beautiful. So I love that this comes up, especially since the Hermit card came up earlier, because what the Hermit is saying is, look at that light that can be shared. So many times there are treasures of wisdom, treasures of innate knowing and life experience that you hold that you may not realize what a difference it can make to share that with others, to inspire them. And you are being encouraged this week to share your experiences. You are helping so many. And as you follow those little nudges, you're going to find that the doorways open, the opportunities come, and the pathway to abundance lends itself easily. All right. How much fun. I love this time with all of you guys. If you are enjoying these weekly energy weather reports and learning more about the moon, how to engage with it, drop a little moon emoji below. I love sharing this with you, and I want to make sure that I'm sharing the aspects that you can most gain benefit from and what you're interested in. Okay, so yeah, if you're interested in learning other aspects about the moon, let me know. I'm also going to be bringing in more new moon rituals outside of the weather reports where we can get together and play, as well as full moon. Have a wonderful week. I can't wait to see what you're creating, and definitely check out that intuitive development masterclass that I will be sharing tomorrow, January 16th, 8 p.m. Eastern. I'll make sure I drop the link in here so that you can come in and play and learn more about developing your intuition. All right. Mwah. Have a great day and make sure you do your moon. Bye, guys.